Alright, so we're going to go through firstly taping posterior ankle impingement, and then we'll go through Achilles taping. Now, as we mentioned before, it's really important to just really work out what you're trying to stop in taping. So these two techniques are designed to show the difference between trying to block the ankle coming into dorsiflexion versus trying to block the ankle coming into plantar flexion. And the really important thing with these is you don't want to limit it so that the athlete can't run. Because if you use rigid tape for some of these techniques, then it's actually potentially going to limit their running. So ideally, when we think about posterior impingement, we're talking about when someone runs and when the foot comes up into dorsiflexion, yeah? And then when they push off into plantar flexion, what you're thinking about is they're getting impingement from the back of the ankle. So what we're actually aiming to do with this is to try and tape so the foot is held up into dorsiflexion a little bit. So it's really just as simple as putting a couple of crosses across the front. These scissors for this. So for this I'd use usually a little bit more reflexive tape. So you can just put an anchor. And then we're just going to do, so I'd usually keep it with the implanted grade. And what we're going to do is simply apply tape across the front. Yeah, and then the other way across the front. Okay, so it's really just that type of taping, so that when they're actually pushing down, you're actually getting some resistance through there. Now, the other really easy way of that is just a figure of 8. It's as simple as just going around. Yeah, figure of 8. And the good thing about that is that it doesn't come off either. So ideally, if you're going to just use some tape, you then probably need to get some of that stretchy tape that sort of wrapped around to keep it all together. Yeah. Try and keep it a bit flatter. But yeah, so that's going to stop you from going into too much plantar flexion. Yeah. For you, think about Achilles. Yeah, go on. Come in. Sure. So we'll use the other leg. So there's a couple of ways to work on this. You can use some kinesio tape, yeah, if anyone's used that before, and basically just put a strip of wire up the back. And this is really simple. This is sort of as simple as a tape you could actually get. So basically fix it. Okay, so what we're actually trying to stop here is that sort of going into the dorsiflex position. So basically underneath, you just stretch over the Achilles. Yep. And then just flatten it down to that position. So that's really simple tape for Achilles. Yeah, when you've got some stretchy tape. So I've probably done that a little bit too tight. Yeah, so if I was going to make it slightly different, you just basically bend it up a little bit more, stretching, and then just pushing it down. Yeah. So that's going to then stop, give you some support when you're actually going into dorsiflexion. Yeah. Now the other tape, so the other technique is just doing a bit of a cross technique across the back of the Achilles. So you can basically going across the back of the Achilles. And ideally you want to try to, when you're using tape, try to avoid directly over the Achilles tendon down at the bottom. Yep. So if I just use some rigid tape. So with this, you can just use the tape. Come down like this. And then what we'd do is we'd cut, take it back. Yep, and then coming down to that. Yep. Yep. So coming down into that sort of position. Yep. Like that. So that's another technique you can actually use for your Achilles. Now, if you're going to use it when you sport, you then need to put a bit of a wrap around to make sure it actually stays on. Yep. So there's a couple of techniques that you can use for the Achilles. Just quickly, there is one other technique you can use, which is just a cross technique. Yep, where you come down, and then the same on the other side. So it's really just working out what's the one that's going to be best for the person, and then that's going to provide some restriction when they're actually trying to come into dorsiflexion and have a wrap over the top. Any questions about that?
So when you do the bigger tape there, that's just going to provide more support?
It really just depends on what feels better for the athlete.
Okay.
There's a whole lot. It's just to give you a few different techniques so you can try. It really just depends what's best. But often when you use the bigger tape like that, because it's going over the Achilles tendon, it can actually irritate the skin. So it just depends on what's appropriate for that person.
It just seems so much easier just
and that's why I showed you go through that first, but that's just the other technique.
How would you cover it off with what, like stretch tape?
Yeah, just stretch tape.
Just a lock on the top and the bottom, or do you want?
Yeah, you can do a lock here, and a lock here, or you can just do a figure of 8 around the ankle.
Oh,
yeah.